Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this is Jesse with the Common Nerd, and you know I love me some rumor mill out there, boys and girls. Obviously, we always preface all of this with take it with a very giant grain of salt. But one of those franchises that I am cautiously optimistic about, and when I'm cautiously optimistic about something, I like to report on their rumors out there, of course, is the Harry Potter series coming from HBO, Warner Brothers over there on Max, and it's one of them things where this actually could end up being good. I obviously have a lot of issues as a guy that grew up on the books themselves as a kid. I kind of grew up with those books and stuff like that. Like, the movies were okay. The first couple of ones were all right, but there was so much stuff that was missing. There were so many characters that were out of place. There were so many lines that were swapped over and not being in the right place, showing the characters in the right way that I knew and I loved from the movies or from the books that didn't end up translating to the movies out there. It was one of them situations where I was really hoping this would be very, very accurate, because no peeves, no peace, boys and girls, and Dumbledore never gets angry. So it's one of them situations where we have, and especially one of my favorite actors out there, one of my favorite doctors, when that rumor is actually flying around with him. Well, boys and girls, that could be very interesting. And considering the character that this rumor is saying he might actually end up being in the slot for, I think this could actually be a very interesting fit. So this is what we've got over here from That Park Place and our dear sweet Raven Redgrave. Now, if you don't know who Raven Redgrave is, if you are very well a master of the TDS, and which is the Total Defense Shogun, by the way, out there, as well as Rewriting Raven out there on Twitter or their Gothic Therapy channel, this is who that is. And this is one of, I believe, if not her first article for thatparkplace.com. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think she might have written some other ones in the past, but I thought this was really cool to see her coming out there premiering it. She was promoting it out there on social media. And because we do love ourselves some rumor mill, and it brings together two of my favorite things, Harry Potter and Doctor Who, I could not resist doing it. So we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com, get into all of the juicy details, and say who this alleged little leak out there is actually who they want Peter Capaldi for. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. We just crossed 1,500. We're inching our way closer and closer to 1,600, and I'd really love you to come here, be here, part of the group for all of this kind of wonderful fellowshipping that we do, going over all of this news. Also, let us know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Would you like to see Peter Capaldi play this role out there? Would you love to see him go out there into the little Harry Potter universe and be a major factor out there? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And as always, if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. So one of the other things too about this as well is one of the reasons why, we go over this kind of stuff is it's just kind of fun. It's just kind of a little fun thing to kind of be over out there. And I think it's just always, obviously, take it all with a grain of salt, but still it's fun to go over. So check this out. So from thatparkplace.com and our dear sweet Raven Redgrave, Peter Capaldi to appear in Harry Potter series after Snape casting backlash. Now, obviously, all of you were probably very well aware of the little leaked rumors out there that were leaked coming out there saying that they were trying to cast a race swap Snape, right? And I think this is one of the things that we've talked about this, and this is one of the reasons why we also cover the rumors, because we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there are certain people out there, either on social media or have podcasts, that the media, the legacy Hollywood media out there, they use as essentially a talking point, right? They go, hey, let's leak this information to this guy, and he'll talk about it on his podcast, and we'll get to see what the audience thinks. We'll get to see what the fan reaction is, right? I do think that's why they do this stuff a lot of the time, which is another reason why, if this is also the case with this, just like we roasted the idea of them race swapping Snape, this I actually think would be a really great fit. And if they are testing their waters, seeing the positive reaction to this could end up landing him with the role. So that's one of the other reasons why it's fun to cover the rumors too. So obviously, always make your voices heard, because boys and girls, they are paying attention out there. So Peter Capaldi might appear in the Harry Potter franchise. According to a rumor, the former Doctor Who, Really, Raven? The former Doctor Who? That's not how it goes. He's just the Doctor. The name... Anyway, sorry. Whovian nerd out moment there for a second. The former Doctor is being considered for a role in the upcoming HBO reboot. Though only a rumor at this time, information of Peter Capaldi in the Harry Potter series could turn fan sentiments around following a string of controversial rumors and announcements. The Harry Potter series has continuously made the news over potential casting choices. Not all of it has been well received. The first instance occurred years ago when the adult version of Hermione Granger was race swapped to be a black woman in the Broadway play Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And honestly, if it's a Broadway play, me personally, I don't think it's that big a deal. That's kind of more of a niche audience to a lot of degrees, and it's also very much a niche community for the people that kind of work in those kind of things. So honestly, for a Broadway play, not really all that concerned about it. But a live action, something that's going to be immortalized in permanent record forever on film, film and television something, I think you got to be a little more particular with those kind of things. Plus, movies and television shows have a much broader group of people to go out there and get to. A more recent example was the announcement that Papa Sidhu, a black man, was being considered for the role of Severus Snape, filling the shoes of the late, great Alan Rickman, which, I mean, let's be honest, nobody's ever going to be able to hold a candle to him. And I really still like the Adam Driver casting for that one. I mean, he just looks so much like it. It just would work out perfectly. And we know he can be mean and cruel and pull it off pretty well. These casting choices were met with intense backlash from fans who wanted to see more accurate representations of their favorite characters and avoid politically motivated race swaps. For more on the Snape backlash, check out the video above from Gothic Therapy. And go check out their channel either way. They do great people. They're wonderful folks. I met them in Vegas. They're really, really nice. They're lovely people. So go check out their stuff. They deserve your support. Other announcements have revealed that Albus Dumbledore may also have been cast with either Mark Rylance or Gary Oldman taking up the mantle of the Hogwarts headmaster. Peter Capaldi is most known for his portrayal of the 12th incarnation of the iconic Doctor in Doctor Who. Well, you got it right that time. Now, he might get to play another iconic role in another iconic British staple. A Reddit user citing inside sources, which, like we said, take this with a giant grain of salt, but needless to say, they do sometimes use this to gauge fan and audience reactions. A Reddit user citing, and that's one of the other things too. I will give Graven here a little bit of criticism. I would have liked a little more information behind this Reddit user, because a lot of the time when you do this kind of stuff, it's a Reddit user that's been very right in the past, been accurate about their predictions, their quote unquote leaks. So that's always, I think it's a good thing to maybe add to this article to make it a little bit better and make it a little more fleshed out, maybe give a reason for people to trust this particular Reddit leak, but that's just a little general criticism out there. A Reddit user citing inside sources revealed that Peter Capaldi is being considered for a role in the new show, with many surmising they could be Garrick Ollivander, the wand maker of Diagon Alley. In the movies, Mr. Ollivander was played by the late John Hurt, absolute legend, who also played the War Doctor in Doctor Who's 50th anniversary special. And oh my God, was that so good. That was just so good. We're doing a Doctor Who review on Sunday nights with my friend, Mr. Grant Gregory, and our dear sweet Sunker Maiden, and we're having a really good time, and we're getting close to that 50th anniversary, and I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. So join us Sunday nights at 7 p.m. for when we review When Who Was Good, if you're a Who fan out there. Peter Capaldi certainly looks the part. Plus, it can be seen as something as an homage to John Hurt to have two doctors portray the solemn role, and I love the idea. I love the symmetry of that kind of thing. I think that's a lot of fun. If true, the casting alone might bring viewers in droves. Capaldi is an incredible actor, and his fans want to see him succeed. But a rumor is still a rumor. Until HBO makes an official announcement, we can't be sure of anything. We encourage you for now to take this with a grain of salt. It is Reddit after all. And that's completely accurate. And but like I said, this is one of the reasons why we cover this stuff, because sometimes this is exactly what Hollywood's trying to do. They're releasing this information, they're leaking it out to the public because they want to test the waters. They want to see what the fan reaction is going to be. And I honestly believe the leak with the race swapping of Snape out there, which since it came from like Variety and the Hollywood Reporter and a lot of those legacy media institutions, I absolutely believe that one is 100% a leak from HBO Warner Brothers, seeing if they were going to be able to pull that off. And obviously they found out real quick that the fan backlash was not going to have any part of it. So if you want to fix things, if you want to kind of repair that and give something that fans are going to be excited about, Peter Capaldi is one of the perfect actors to do that. The guy is absolutely wonderful. He's already a fan favorite with nerds because of how well he did in Doctor Who. So why wouldn't you want to bring him? And he looks the part for Ollivander, and it would just be perfect, wonderful symmetry. It would bring in a whole nother group of fans out there that, yeah, I'm sure there's probably a lot of crossover between Doctor Who and the Harry Potter fans out there, but to bring in two doctors and then have them play the same role, that's just going to be chef's kiss, and it's going to pique a lot of interest just for people to go in there and see Capaldi. And guess what? If the show's good, you will retain those people from having them come in just to see Capaldi as Ollivander. Either way, this could be very much a win, but like we've repeated over and over and over again in this video, this is Reddit, so take this with a giant grain of salt, boys and girls. But at the end of the day, who knows? If the fan reaction is positive enough, we might indeed get another Doctor in the Harry Potter universe. And I, for one, as a fan of both, would absolutely love to see it, boys and girls.